What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Steph, also known as the Freckled One. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a kind of first impressions and demo of a few brand new clean beauty items that caught my eye, and spoiler alert, there's some fantastic gems in here. I'm extremely happy with how this look ended up turning out. I think it's pretty colorful, but in a muted, more wearable fashion, maybe if you are afraid of color. And, you know, purple's here for spring, baby. Before we actually get started on this video, I wanted to give a shout out to all of the new subscribers. Thank you so much for joining our family on here. We are so happy to have you, and I hope that you keep enjoying the content that you see on the Freckled One. And something else I want to start doing on here is giving a special shout out to a subscriber who has maybe continuously been engaged and has left a comment or has just said something that was so kind and deserved to be acknowledged and appreciated. And today, for our very first shout out, I would like to thank Ariel R for showing just so much love from video to video and just being a really sweet subscriber. So Ariel, thank you so much for sharing your positivity on here. Without further ado, let's cue the makeup. All right, to start, I think I want to do my eyes first, just to switch it up a little bit. I have pinned my hair back using these clips. My baby hairs are out of control right now. You can see a few of them, but there's a ton. But I think that's a good thing because it means my hair is growing back, so I'm trying to find the silver lining in that. So for my eyes, I am going to be using products that aren't necessarily new to the market, but they are new to me, kind of. But these are the Aether beauty palettes. I have the Summer Solstice and the Amethyst Crystal Gemstone palette. I do have their third one, which I've used a ton, but I haven't actually broken into these two palettes, so I'm excited about that. Their palettes come with a plastic cover that has all the shade names in it, but it comes in this beautiful packaging. I love these especially because this entire component is recyclable. It's just cardboard, which is great. And here is the inside of this palette. They're so beautiful. So to start, I'm going to go in with this shade, which is Meditation, and I'm just going to do a wash of that all over my lid as a kind of base. I will say that these shadows do have a little bit of kickback, just something to be aware of. It doesn't bother me. Now that I'm looking at both palettes, this one is definitely more cool toned, and obviously the Summer Solstice one is definitely more warm toned. So I am gonna try and stick to this as much as possible because I do like the purples. So I'm gonna dip into this shade, which is Crown Chakra, with a smaller brush. And again, these are pretty pigmented, so take it easy on them, alright? And I just want to deepen this outer corner a little bit. All right, we're adding dimension. Here we go. Next, I'm gonna take my finger and go into this shade, which is Third Eye. And I'm just putting that on my lid, kind of marrying those cool brown tones with this cool purple. When I was a photographer, we used purple on folks who have brown eyes because it makes them pop, and it's just a really, really beautiful complementary color. I'm gonna use the tiniest bit of this shade, which also has a shimmer to it. It's Amethyst. And I'm gonna take that on the same brush and just go back in and deepen that corner a little bit more. All right, last one, I'm gonna go in with Pisces. Ooh, Pisces. And smoke out this line here. All right, I'm gonna leave it at that for now because I think that's a good starting point and I'm not worried about fallout. There's no fallout at all. So let's hop into some new stuff, woo! The very first brand new product on the market that I'm gonna be using is the Merit Minimalist Perfecting Complexion Stick. The packaging is definitely gorgeous. I got the shade Bisque. And the way they suggest to use it is to swipe onto skin where you want coverage and buff it out with a brush so you can't tell what's you and what is makeup. Okay, full transparency, I swiped this on my cheek when it arrived to see if I was a good shade match, and unfortunately it is slightly off. It is definitely a lot warmer and deeper than my neck specifically, and it would definitely match my arms a lot better, but we're gonna work with it, and that's all right. My complaint about this packaging is it is unclear which side to open, so you kind of have to look at the top. And this little symbol tells you that this is the side to try and pull on, not the bottom where you push up more product. Wow. I was nervous about getting this because I do have dry skin, and I was scared that this was going to be too stiff and drying, but it goes on like butter. Is this the perfect shade for me? I don't know. But it, oh my gosh, but it buffs out like a freaking dream. I don't know if you can see, but my skin looks so smooth. In person, it doesn't look like I'm wearing makeup. To be honest, I had no idea that this Kat Von D Good Apple foundation was going to be viral on TikTok. So I had purchased it, and unfortunately the shade did not match for me. It was way too dark, and so I returned it, only to then find out that it is sold out absolutely everywhere. Everyone is obsessed with it. It's super full coverage, but I think you could definitely share it out with how emollient it is. But this, to me, seems like what should be going viral right now. And I would say that it has a like satin to maybe matte finish. I'm gonna blend this part out with a sponge just to see what happens. And my sponge is wet, by the way. Either method is fine, I just think it will be faster with a brush. But y'all, I'm mesmerized by this foundation. This should literally be what is going viral right now. Speaking of TikTok, I did create a TikTok. I will leave my username below if you want to follow me. I'm just warming up to the idea of getting on there. As a 30-year-old, I already started to feel like there was a part of social media that I just really didn't understand, and these dances, and what I refused to believe was that there is other things on there besides dancing videos, because I'm not really into the dancing videos. You can be so creative on there, and I've just seen some like really funny comedy, TikTok comedy lately, and it's pretty good. I hate to say that, but it's pretty good. All right, I'm going to see if I can build this up for those who want maybe more full coverage. This would definitely be enough for me, but let's see if I can get a little more. And I would say yes, you can build it up, but I don't know if you can actually build this up to full coverage, and I'm not gonna try to do that because I would just never do that. This is honestly amazing. I cannot get over it. I think a lot of foundations look incredible on camera, but in person, it really looks like you're wearing a full loaded half-inch face of makeup. And this is exactly up my alley. I like light coverage, but it is buildable. I like to still look like me. That is just my personal preference of makeup. I think that's really trendy right now also. So I really wouldn't be surprised if products like this come out in the future. I'm gonna do the tiniest bit of concealing because I really don't think that I need very much. But as per usual, I'm gonna use my Kosas concealer. My winter shade, which is what I'm using right now, is 04. And I just use this in the center of my face to brighten, not to spot conceal. And, you know, cutting my concealer right by my eye it's Botox in a bottle. Also, a fairly new product, and I did a whole review on this powder. This is the Kosas Cloud Set Powder. I have the shade Comfy. I am gonna set my under eyes just a little bit with this. Truly just not very much at all. Okay, for bronzer, there weren't any new products that really caught my eye particularly, so I'm just gonna use my Tower 28 Bronzino bronzer in West Coast. And I wanna try and keep everything pretty high up on my cheeks to continue that like lifted look. Onto blush, which is new. This is the Tower 28 Beach Please Luminous Tinted Balm, and it is in the shade Power Hour. This blush formula isn't necessarily new by any means. I think it came out maybe last summer, but they did come out with, I think, 5 new shades, including this one. And this is just a true sunburnt color. I'm gonna take an angled brush, tap into it really gently, tap off some of it on my hand, and just start going to town. Oh my gosh, this shade is just it's so pretty. It reminds me a little bit of the Vive blush in Piazza, but just in cream form. We're sunburned. We like being sunburned. Well, this is being sunburned without having to damage your skin. All right, so I only have 3 more products and they actually are all new. I think first what would make sense would be highlight after this, and I have the Saie Glowy Super Gel in Starglow. This is not a size that they sell, but I did get this from Sephora as a sample. So it is very gel-like and it just blends out into this most beautiful, natural glow. I mean, and it just smells like skincare. Oh, it's amazing. So I'm gonna take a little bit of that on the back of my hand again, tap it with my ring finger, and just apply to the tops of my cheeks. And so this is really subtle. I mean, if you are a highlight person and you want a beaming highlight, this is not what I recommend for you. This is like a glow from within. I just look like this. This isn't highlight. That's the vibe. And it doesn't remove the product underneath, which is great because we obviously don't want like a bald spot there all of a sudden. I'm just gonna put some on the bridge of my nose because I love having a sweaty bridge, and just down the center of my nose. And in person, it really does, it like barely looks like there's anything on, but you definitely catch that light in certain. Okay, continuing with the same brand, this is Saie's Brow Butter, which just was released. It's Sculpting Grooming Brow Pomade. I haven't even opened this, but I got the shade Deep Brown. I think there was one shade that was darker, but with my giant eyebrows, I try and not go too dark because it can look kind of terrifying. Here's the packaging. It's really simple and beautiful. It's this matte black. Oh my gosh. That is the applicator. It is tiny. Here's what my pinky, it is barely bigger than my pinky nail. So this was just one dip. It doesn't feel like there's anything going on to my brows, but I can definitely tell that this brow is darker and more filled than this brow, like by far. So that's cool. Mind you, this isn't something that feels like it's going to set my brows in place like the laminated look, you know, and I don't think that's what they were going for, but if you are going for that, this isn't that product for you. I mean, I have a giant bald spot on this eyebrow, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to fill it with just this. I think that looks great. Let me just see what it looks like on the back of my hand. Interesting. I mean, I don't know what's happening. Let me see what it looks like when I just take my fingers. Oh, okay. So it's just not brushing up on the back of my hand because there's no texture to grip onto because obviously it's a flat surface. But when you press down, I mean, the fibers are coated in product. I've like never seen a product like this before. Okay, and very last thing, I have the Cosmetics Pick Me Up Volume and Length Mascara. This packaging, I've never said this on my channel, but my favorite color is purple, and this matte lilac goddess calming color. If you've watched my other videos, you know that the only mascara that I use is tubing mascara, and that's simply because I do not have the patience to try and get off mascara at the end of the night. Tubing mascara takes care of that problem because it literally seals around your hair and creates a tube, and so when it comes in contact with water, it just comes off as a full tube. And so all you need is water to take this off. When a new tubing mascara comes out, I am very quick to try it because my favorite is the Thrive Cosmetics mascara. Disclaimer, I have several lash extensions that are still hanging on for dear life. I don't normally put mascara on over my lash extensions, but I am getting a new set eventually, so I'm just kind of waiting for these to fall off anyway, so it's not a big deal if at the end of the night they come out. All right, and here is the applicator, the moment of truth. And I'm not going to curl my lashes because, again, I have extensions on and I don't want to hurt anything. Well, first impression is that looks great. There is a really long extension that has grown out and is kind of stealing the show over here. Oh my gosh, I love this wand. I mean, look, I have a couple of lash extensions that are still there, I understand, but I mean, it almost looks like I have half a set of lashes back on my eyes. Okay. Okay. I have a lot of faith just from this one application that if and when my lashes do, my extensions fall off, once I curl my actual real lashes and apply this, I think it'll look fantastic. Well, that's pretty much it for the new products. I'm gonna finish the rest of my face and I will be right back. I am back. I didn't do much. That literally took me 5 seconds to finish my makeup. I added my freckles with my ColourPop freckle pen, at least the ones that I kind of got rid of with like concealer and foundation. And then I put in an inner corner highlight, very subtle, from one of my Aether beauty palettes. And that's pretty much it. I actually ended up going in with the Power Hour Beach Please blush and dabbing it on my lips just a little bit, kind of tying the whole look together. To wrap up this video, I don't think I need to like call out any product because I think that by some cosmic forces, I actually made purchases that were fantastic. I really hate doing these videos and really not liking something and then having to go return it, and I hate returning it because I know that the products are actually just going to go into a landfill because they can't reuse the products or resell them, and it makes me so sad. And by the grace of the cosmos, every single product that I used that was brand new, and the ones that weren't new to me, just made this really awesome look that I'm so satisfied with. I just turned my brightness down a little bit so you can maybe see the color pops a little bit more, but I'm just, oh, it was a good makeup day, and those are like kind of rare, you know? Anyway, if you've made it this far into the video, thank you so much, and don't forget to take care, be safe, and be kind. Bye.